Good morning, afternoon or evening as the case may be. I'm going to run a little tutorial here on how to overcome a system error that sometimes appears, particularly under Windows 10, but it can occur under other earlier versions of Windows as well. And with Windows 10 I've found that a lot of errors are caused by access problems, not having authority to write to certain areas of the disk. And even though you may be designated an administrator as a user, that doesn't mean you necessarily have full administration rights to write to such areas as hidden files or user files. I'll give you an example. I've been having trouble with a program and I thought I'd try to fix it, do a repair on it. So I went into Control Panel, Programs and Features. This is where you uninstall programs or repair them. Now this wonderful program called Neo Pro, which handles all my email, terrific program it is, it's been giving me a few problems, so I thought I'd do a repair. And you can either do a repair or do a change. I'll do a change, which actually reinstalls the software. And I get this error. Error 1723, there is a problem with the Windows Installer package. A DLL required for this install to complete could not be run. Contact your support personnel or package vendor. Now this doesn't just apply to this program, it applies to a lot of programs. And what it means is that this DLL, distributed library, can't run, and the reason for that is it's trying to run within an area called temp in the users folders. And unfortunately, in temp, I don't have administration rights to allow a program to run there. So let's fix that up by changing the administration rights for all users in the temp directory. Okay, so let's forget that for the time being. Now what we'll do is we'll go into the good old DOS command prompt. So you go down to Cortana and just type in CMD, and you'll see command prompt up the top there. Right mouse click and select Run as Administrator. Your user account control will come in if you've got it active, asking you if it's okay to make these changes, and I'll say yes. So here I am at the command prompt, and I don't need to change to the temp directory to do what I'm going to do, but just to show you the name of the directory, I'll just change directory cd to #temp#. That's the user environment variable that stores the name of the temporary folder that is used when you, as a user, are running programs. So here I am under users, an a shortcut name for my username. It's a fairly long one. App data local temp. So that's the temp directory, which should have lots of things in it. Oh yes, lots of stuff. Okay, now the problem is that those files and those folders can only be written to by programs or users that have administrative authority. And a program running external to the temp directory doesn't have that authority unless you're running it as an administrator yourself. So how are we going to fix this? Well, there's a wonderful DOS, I shouldn't say DOS, command prompt called ICACLS. ICACLS. If I type that in and press enter, I get lots of help on how to run ICACLS. Now the one we want to do is to actually grant some authority to the users to be able to, everybody actually, to be able to write, read, execute, and lots of other actions on the temp directory. So we'll use this ICACLS. We'll put the name of the user there and use the /grant flag to grant approval. What approval will we grant? Well, we'll grant full approval. And if we go down further, we're going to grant full access to everybody. And we also want any objects in that folder and any subfolders in that temp folder to inherit this these powers that the administrator has. So we're going to use the flags OI, object inheritance, and CI, container inheritance. Container is just a folder. If we apply these to the temp folder, then whenever a directory or a subdirectory or a subfolder, as it's now called, is created, it will take on these full access authorities as well as any files that go into it. There's two ways of doing it. We could go via the interface, but a quicker way and much easier is to run this ICACLS command. ICACLS. This is the folder that we're putting it to. It wasn't the username, it was the folder name. Sorry about that. Temp. We're going to grant everyone object inheritance, container inheritance, full access. Now before we change that, we'll just check out what we currently have. So going into Explorer with pressing the Windows key plus E, I'll go up to the C drive, go down to Users, find my username, go into App Data, Local, Temp. So there's the full path to this temp folder that we're talking about. The Windows drive, the root drive, users, username, app data, local, temp. And there's all the temp files that I listed before. Now, the big problem is we need to change the authority on all of these. So if I go back to users over here and just right mouse click and select properties, under security, we'll see there that everyone's listed, but they don't have full control. System has full control, that's the computer itself, Windows. Administrators have full control, but you have to be logged in as an administrator when you're actually installing a program or whatever action you're taking. And normal users, again, don't have full control. So what we want to do is give everyone full control. So we need to change this. Now we could do it this way. We could go edit and then click there and so on. But an easier way, let's hop out of that. Just go back to this command line and put in this ICACLS temp grant everyone access. And I'll press enter. and it says process the file, which is the root directory, app data local temp, successfully processed 1 files. That's the root folder plus all subfolders, and no failures. Pressing Windows E again, I'll just go back into my users. Where was it? C drive. Goodness me, too many files. C drive, users, temp. Oops, no, users, username, app data, local, temp, right mouse click on temp and look at its properties under security, and now you can see everyone is given full access there. And if I click on all the way down, everybody's got the same except me. So the everyone doesn't necessarily cover me specifically, but I would come under everyone. Okay. So hop out of that. Type in exit to get out of the command prompt. Now I'll go back into that program that I was trying to fix when I find the mouse. Control panel. Try again. Control panel. There we go. Programs and features. Find the program I was trying to fix. Neo Pro. Right mouse click. Do my change. Preparing to install. And now that error hasn't come up. And I can do my repair on the program. User account controls coming up. And it'll go through a few processes. Now, a few errors may show up here, but they're not actually related to that problem. Just ignore these errors. I know this is a problem with the program, but that's been fixed in the next version. Okay, finish. So there we go. I've got rid of that error message. And I think you'll find that a lot of programs that are giving you problems in Windows 10 stem from access authorities to the temp directory. Hopefully this has been of some help to somebody. Thank you.